Welcome back, guys. Alright, I fucked a little bit up. What means a little bit? Like on the RDL, like the technique, all of it was good. Also afterwards on the leg press, on my last lower body session. However, I believe it was just like a little bit extra fatigue, kind of like overusage, that is what happens sometimes when you push limits, right? It can happen. So I snapped my lower back a little bit. So it's not too bad. And honestly, it happened like in my bathroom, like in the morning where I was just leaning forward and then a little snap. I was like, oh, that is not good. And it happened to me 6, 7, 8 months ago on the motorbike as well. So it's so interesting where it happens sometimes on my lower back where it is just fatigue induced, I believe it is. And that is part, again, of being an athlete. Sometimes some little things happen. And the nice thing is, after 3-ish days, usually just goes away on its own. So now I took 2 days off training. Today I'm resuming back again where, the pain is almost gone. And I feel like, and that's this experience where I feel like going to train, it speeds even up the recovery a little bit by just like moving, by not sitting on my ass all day and chilling. So especially with like back stuff. So that is a big part. And the only thing where I would be very, very careful is like when it happens during training, like during the movement. That is usually a sign of, okay, this will probably take a week or two, 3 to recover. But if it happens like afterwards, it's usually just like a sign of like just fatigue, a little like a stiff back. So that is trying to go. And again, a big part of that is always the mindset. I see a lot of people freaking out when they have something like that, and the freaking out, the stress is making it much worse, because when it happens, like the stressing about it, like panicking, makes it worse. So the mindset is also an important one. So when little things like that happen to me, I stay super chill. I also have like a confidence in a sense, my body can handle that. I will just listen to the body. It will handle it on its own. That's also part of like the longer you train, the more efficient your body is also like recovering connective tissue or little injuries. So having that trust, chilling, and then it's good to go. So that is usually also a big one. So we're doing today, lower body day. And again, a big part is I just do what doesn't hurt. So if there's any movement today that hurts it a little bit, where I feel like, that's my body doesn't want to do this one, I basically, don't do it. So that is like the plan for today, and everything else, if I feel like my body is happy with it, I can do it, I will do all of it. So let's get it going. Alright guys, first movement on this day is always lying leg curls. Then the leg extensions, then the hack squat, and again that's mostly like to warm up my knees before that. And the lower back is feeling fine. It's crazy with like lower back stuff for me. The training actually helps in a sense. Like when I get like blood flow into that, it just feels good. But again, I will take it very easy today. I'm not like aiming to push super hard. But if progress comes to me today, I will take it. So it's 2 days off. I feel honestly a little bit crocky today. Like just a little like a little tired, but that's sometimes how it is. So first set, 8 plates for 12. I'm not pushing too hard on the partials. So once I hit the top end rep range here, like 12, I just directly go into partials, even though I could hit another full warm rep. Just squeeze a little more out of that. So good set. More control than last time. So again, I'm really trying like today of like having extra good technique everywhere. Alright guys, I decided to switch to the Nautilus on this day as well because like the flex is more lengthened bias and my knees starting to hurt a little bit. So it makes much more sense that I go with this one, which is more shortened bias before the hack. So I plan on doing this one now 2 times a week, and then the flex once a week. Because yeah, like with the quad bias, that's why like you should not always, like the thing is with length and bias stuff, it's more stress on the joints, and especially with the high volume now on quads, I need to be strategic of like, yeah, that I also put some short and bias stuff in to like keep the joints happy and healthy. So first set here, 10 to 20 reps, and then the next 3 sets 6 to 10. So let's see how it goes. Right, 15 reps, 71 kg. It's a good load for now. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling extra quirky today a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's because of that I took 2 days off. Like sometimes like that. Ooh. Guys, hex squat is going down. It feels good on the lower back, so that's amazing. Like I mean, a little bit at the beginning, I was a little cautious, a little worried, but feels actually quite good, so that is amazing. So I will see if I go for my usual 4 sets today, maybe only 3. I will see how I feel after 3, because again, today's the energy is a little lower than usual, and maybe sometimes I think the reason why it could be like with the lower back, my body was more focused on recovering that instead of like the overall training induced fatigue. So this could be a reason why I feel a little, yeah, even after 2 days off, a little extra beaten up, but will sort itself out. All right, let's do it. 12 reps, integrated partials. Ooh, very close to throwing up always. So I decided to go for the 4th set because it's going good. And it's normal to feel a little nauseous, especially on the hack for me with like that high volume. This one helps a little bit. Yeah, so it's honestly the volume. Like on the RDLs with 2 sets, that is fine. But once, as well in the past, I was doing like 3-4 sets on those. I also get quite nauseous, and yeah, like that is why here I would probably stick a long time with that 100 kg load and see it more of like really just bring the intensity down, just bring that feeling of nauseousness a little bit down on this one, and making it easier. Like that is the main goal on this one. So yeah, probably 10 reps on the final one, same like the last 2 weeks, but it's getting easier. It's getting easier. So that is the goal now, and the deeper I go into the meso, the slower the slower the progress is in a sense. So yeah, another 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, honestly on those I rest like 8 to 10 minutes between sets because yeah, it's needed. Alright. Sometimes I like to compare like training a little bit with dieting, where like when you want to make adaptations like getting bigger, you basically need to get out of the comfort zone. This means like during dieting your body is telling you like eat, And during training, sometimes it's like, don't go for that set, don't train, take rest days. So in order to make adaptation, same with fat loss, you need to like, in a sense, go a little bit out of that comfort zone. Final set done. Less clustering, just last week as well. So now, central nervous system is a little fried over. So what I have to do sometimes is just have to lay down, rest a little bit. But again, that's sometimes part of like making adaptations. It's like, yeah, you have to push the limits. It's not comfortable, but it's worth it. All right, little rest time now. All right, next movement is single leg hip extensions, calf seated, and then the lower back crunch. I will see how it goes because my lower back feels way better now. And abs. Let's go. With single leg hip extensions, and I'm going there now just with body weight. And what I did, I just changed the setup a little bit. I put the seat here like a little lower, and it's somewhat isolated even more on the hamstrings, and therefore I just don't have to use load. So it's always context dependent of like, yeah, if you make a movement more challenging, obviously you're not as strong. And yeah, and here's my goal, to like isolate it as good as possible. Put the erectors out because I have the lower back crunches later on. So yeah, let's do it, just body weight. Alrighty guys, session is done. Very good session, honestly. Like the start was a little bit like rough. Like I just felt a little groggy. But then once I was done with the hack squat, it picked up a lot. So lower back feels fine. Lower back crunches, I could do them as well. Totally pain-free, abs, everything. So yeah, that is sometimes the thing where you need to know like, okay, sometimes training can even like help with the recovery process. I feel especially with like back stuff. But then again, if it's like a shoulder injury and so on, that's like probably rest is the best thing to do. So it's always very, very dependent. And you can see of like, yeah, when there's no pain during training, that's fine. And especially if it feels better after training, that's usually a good sign. But yeah, like those 2 days off be needed just because the fatigue was a little higher. And that's why I think that little snap happened, because just fatigue induced. So yeah, now making sure as well I get my post-workout walk in. I was like a little bit also like neglecting that, in the sense of like, not getting as many steps in. So I feel like doing the steps helps as well with like, just staying like with the mobility, all of it, like getting blood flow going. And I think it's also like a form of active recovery. So I make sure my morning walk my post-workout walk, and if I have a rest day, I just go like for another walk or go to a mall or do something. So that is a big part, because yeah, sitting all day like on my ass, and that's not a good idea, especially on rest days. So yeah, session done. Was a good one. Again, I didn't chase too much PRs on even though like on calves happens, on the lower back even a little PR, so that's cool. And yeah, tomorrow upper body. So yeah, seeing how that goes, and then I need to play it by ear. Like after the upper body session, one more day off, seeing with the RDLs how it goes. So leaving it here, guys. See you on the next one.